till I was like, that's what it is. It's not about you, EJ. It's not about like, I'm actually envious that you have a sex drive now and I don't. Like, I'm grieving that I used to have this high frisky scale and I was like a little tigress. And now I'm like a freaking lump of coal and I feel like nothing. Like, and when I cry about it and EJ's like holding it and he's got space for it, now he's in it with me. We call it a shared emotional experience. But when I would just,
Mm.
like, not want it, I could feel his judgment, and then I felt even worse, and so it wasn't helpful. So even though that didn't change, it's not like my sex drive went through the roof after we talked about it, knowing that we could have the conversation and that he held it
Mm.
safely without judging it or taking it personally because he actually saw my suffering, that changed
Mm.
everything.
Well, and I
Mm.
think that one of the things that had to change, and I think it comes back to like the way, what people, the misconceptions is that it's going to some point go back to normal, what was normal,
Yeah.
Yes.
and
We want
that
it we want it the way it was, yep.
and that hasn't been our experience. Our experience
Mm.
is that things have changed and that we have to adapt to them, and that's just the nature of life, right? Is nothing ever becomes what it once was before. It just moves forward, it changes, it adapts. And so we've had to just do a ton of work around understanding our own personal reactivity and our negative core beliefs and our shitty communication with each other and
Expectations.
our expectation, and get into that. What Tara alluded to is, instead of being in resignation of like, well, screw it, I guess I'm just, we'll have an unsatisfying sex life the
Mm.
rest of our lives, is that like we accept this is what it is right now, and
Mm.
accept
Yeah.
that this is the love we have, and this is everything I adore about Tara, and this is the person I want to be with, even if things are different than maybe I would ultimately want them to be, and that has changed because it's not going to be that again, you know.
Well, and I was gonna say what changed too about the dynamic is that instead of, like, viewing EJ as, like, selfish and just trying to get his sexual needs met, I'm like, "God, what's it like for you to
Mhm.
be with me now?" And, like, I have, like, nothing to give to you physically, like, most of the time. Like, what is that like for you? I'm sure he feels very lonely. So now I'm curious about his experience versus stop trying to
Reactive.
be so selfish. Yeah.
Mm.